Hello, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. Today, we're going to talk about colleges and specifically how to make college more affordable. Well, that's kind of a really tall order, but we're going to do the best we can. As we all know, college can be expensive, but there are a lot of grants and scholarships available if you know where to look. Student heading off to college is usually a big celebratory time for both the students and the parents. It's really exciting, and as a mom, it also can be very sad leaving your kid on a campus. But the bigger, thoughts that people have is actually how to handle the anxiety of the looming task of paying for the college and the potential weight of student loan debt that some of these kids are incurring. But the good news is that there are many ways to help make college more affordable. Now, one of the best ways is finding free money through scholarships. Who doesn't like free money? We're going to go back to 2000 and 2001 school year. About 56% of families used scholarships, making it the second biggest source of funding, and 50% used grants according to the 2021 Sallie Mae study. And though they do take some extra work, the payoff is just that free money. We like it all day long. As an even bigger bonus, those scholarships and grants are awarded for all sorts of reasons. There's a scholarship for so many different things. If you're a Girl Scout, a Boy Scout, different ethnic groups like the Italian clubs, they'll offer some scholarships out of their groups. The Polish clubs, I remember growing up and in a neighborhood above me that was very Polish, and they had a Polish group that would grant scholarships to kids who were Polish. So there's a lots of different scholarships out there, even hobby related scholarships. So you just have to kind of go hunt and peck. It's kind of can be more like a needle in a haystack sometimes, but it's worth the extra work. So there's some unique scholarships out there, but there's also traditional scholarships available. And the trick is understanding what they are and where you can find them. So let's switch to talking about grants right now. What are they and how do I find them? A subset of financial aid grants are need-based and they don't need to be repaid. Free money again. If you're looking for a grant and financial aid in general, the free application for federal student aid is your first step. And we like to hyphenate that to FAFSA. The FAFSA form, anybody who is a parent who has college age kids or kids who are about to enter college has learned a little bit about FAFSA. It's completed annually to determine eligibility for financial aid, which could include both federal grants and federal student loans. Now, students are automatically considered for most grants when they submit their FAFSA form, so it's an imperative. Not submitting that FAFSA form means that you could be missing out on thousands of dollars in aid. In fact, back in 2000 and 2021 academic year, 44% of families chose not to fill out the FAFSA because they just assumed that they wouldn't qualify for any aid according to Sallie Mae. So, the moral of the story is the answer is no automatically if you don't fill it out. So if there's a chance that that answer can change to yes or a maybe, it's worth filling it out. Each year, the FAFSA opens on October 1st. It asks for information like your bank statements, your record of investments, your tax returns, which schools they're applying to. The most recent FAFSA year or 2 years, I think, I was able to directly load my tax return. So I didn't have to, go line by line in inputting stuff. They just literally, I gave permission, they loaded it up. It's made it a lot easier. I have to say, that my FAFSA, this is my third year doing FAFSA. This year was, I guess I would never say easy, but it was the least painful one that I had to do because they remembered a lot of my information, basic information from the years before. And I just had to update, dollar signs and stuff like that. But uploading stuff is getting a little bit easier. So, long story short, it's recommended that families submit their FAFSA as soon as it becomes available. While most grants are need-based, there are 13 states that use the FAFSA on a first-come, first-served basis. So that means if you're not in the front of the line, you may not get something, even if you really would qualify for it. If you're, at the end of the line, the money runs out. So you want to get that in ASAP. Now, some schools, regardless of the state they're located on, also award financial aid on a first come, first served basis. So it's kind of similar, like, if you're in line, you get it. If you're at the end of the line, money runs out. Oh, well. Not fun for the, families at the end of the line, no. So obviously delaying your application could make a big difference in financial aid packages that you're offered. So many people are wondering, are there other resources for grants? Well, federal grants through the FAFSA are the first step. But you can also search online for a variety of other grants from your school of choice, through your state, and also some from private sources. That being said, finding non-federal grants will likely take a lot of digging. Your high school may have additional grant programs in place to help students in need pay for the growing costs of college. So to find out if they do and to learn about the eligibility requirements, visit your school's website and give your prospective university's financial aid office a call. A good place to start when looking for state funded grants is through the state agency contact list via the U.S. Department of Education. That site will direct you to contact information and the website for your state's higher education agency, which may help you find more grants and scholarships specific to your state. Now, let's talk a little bit about private grants. They're kind of a little trickier to find and will take definitely a lot more searching. There are companies both locally and nationally and some nonprofits. They may offer grants for students. These will usually have further eligibility requirements and might be more specific. Private grants are available for a slew of reasons. They could be for minority students, they could be for women in STEM, higher achievers, service members, or students with parents in the military. First generation students, I see that a lot at a lot of colleges. That's one of the questions they're asking at application is, are you a first generation student? I think there's a lot of money set aside for that. There's also adults returning to work, grad students, students with disabilities. Obviously, certain professions and majors where they really need people, they're gonna potentially offer you some grants, and then a combination of need and merit-based grants as well. So you want to start by narrowing down what you may qualify for. You want to search online and assess your eligibility before you spend too much time applying. Now let's talk about scholarships. Now, what are scholarships and how do I find them? Well, scholarship is just another type of financial aid award that does not need to be repaid. Now, however, they are generally merit-based and students need to apply for the scholarships on an individual basis. There are thousands of scholarships available for every reason under the sun, but they do require the students put in a good bit of work. Not only will students have to do the legwork of finding the scholarships that they're eligible for, scholarships often have strict application requirements as well. So since scholarships are merit-based applications, they'll likely ask for high school transcripts, your SAT scores, your ACT scores, letters of recommendations. They'll ask the student to do an essay. They may even ask for a resume. Scholarships can be really competitive. So a good rule of thumb is to apply early and for as many as you think you're eligible for. Just as with grants, ensure that you read all the eligibility and application requirements because incomplete applications could just basically disqualify you. The easiest place to start when looking for scholarships is your high school and your college of choice. Now, your high school may have already compiled a list of local scholarships, and your prospective college may have some resources available on their website as well. From there, start searching online for nationally available scholarships. Many scholarships are offered by employers, individuals, private companies, nonprofits, some communities, some religious groups, professional, and also social organizations, kind of like the Polish group that I was talking about earlier. The scholarship search engines are also an excellent source. A few well-known ones include scholarships.com, FastWeb, CapEx, and the College Board. You should also make use of the U.S. Department of Labor's free scholarship search tool. Every little resource can offer you something different. Now, what should you know before you accept any grants or scholarships? Be aware, just know what you're being awarded as far as a grant or scholarship. And a little can go a long way when paying for tuition, books, and all the other expenses that come with college. And there are a lot of them. But there is something you're going to want to consider before accepting either. So be sure to read and understand all the conditions that may be attached to specific grants and scholarships. Now, there could be conditions, including maintaining a GPA requirement, continuing to play a certain sport, remaining in your major or area of focus, or continuing on to a specific or qualifying career. Now, failure to comply with the conditions attached to your grant or your scholarship may actually result in the loss of the reward. And you may even be required to pay back any awarded funds. So you just want to be really, really careful there. And with that, I want to thank you for joining me today. Again, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, president of Forge Wealth Management. Our website is forgewealth.com. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Forge Wealth, and on Instagram we're Forge Wealth Management. LinkedIn, Regina McCann-Hess. Go make it a great day, and we'll just say good luck in college.